When I started thinking about this over lockdown was a weird time, but it was also a really good time to have space. I don't think the growth community would have evolved the way it did without having that time and space, because I think, you're always on the hamster wheel, whereas we got off the hamster wheel during lockdown and there was time to think and talk and get ideas moving around. And I sat down and thought about what I loved about networking and what I didn't love about networking. And that's essentially why the growth community evolved the way it did, because I thought about there was a lot of things in the networking industry that didn't sit well with me. A lot of networking, a lot of organised networking, they invite guests along to see if they want to join. And I never liked that. I want guests to be invited along to network. And that's why I do this crazy thing that everyone says is way too generous. But I allow people to come 6 times a year as a guest and never join. Because those people may or may not they may not be part of our value system. They may not be able to commit to a fortnightly meeting. It might just not be for them at the moment. It might just not work for them, but they're good people who we want to talk to. So creating an environment where people can just come and be a guest was really important to me. The other thing that bugged me about networking was that it's quite often something on a treadmill. It's a rinse and repeat kind of activity where you go to the meeting, you see some people, you have some one-to-ones, you go back and you go round and round and round. But what tends to happen in that environment is everyone tells us what they do. So they stand up and say, hi, I'm Nicky Thomas and I do X, Y, Z. And that's all we ever hear. But actually, if you want to get something from networking, you have to go a step further. You've got to understand what each other's trying to achieve. And so the member-only meeting was kind of the result of that. So every third fortnight, we just meet as members. And that is about building the relationships, building the friendships, really working on the knowing and liking part of the process.